I want you to take a moment, just 1 minute, and honestly ask yourself something. Have you ever felt like your legs are betraying you? I'm talking about that strange feeling when you stand up and your legs buckle, like they've lost all their strength. When just climbing a few stairs leaves your heart racing and your knees threatening to give way, or those nights when a cramp jolts you awake in pain, leaving you staring at the ceiling, unable to fall back asleep. Have you felt that before? Over the past 30 years, I've worked with hundreds, maybe even thousands of people over the age of 60. And I can tell you this, their stories often begin the same way. Doctor, I just don't walk the way I used to. And it ends with a sigh, a quiet one. But it says everything. You see, I get it. Because many folks believe that after 60, getting weaker is just a part of aging. They think slow, unsteady legs, numbness, or fatigue are just part of the gift package that comes with getting older. But let me be clear with you today, weak legs are not the price you have to pay for growing older. Science shows us that the loss of strength and balance after 60 isn't always about aging. Sometimes it's simply because your body isn't getting the right building blocks to keep your legs strong. And the beautiful thing is you don't need a fancy gym membership. You don't need expensive physical therapy. All it might take is adding 5 simple but powerful vitamins to your daily routine. And within a few weeks, you could start to feel the difference. One of my patients, Susan, she's 68, once told me her legs just wouldn't listen anymore. She avoided going out, dreaded climbing her own porch steps, and didn't even feel safe walking around her own house. We ran a nutritional test and discovered she was severely low in a few essential vitamins. After just 3 weeks of proper supplementation, she called me, her voice full of joy. "Doctor," she said, "I'm walking with my husband again every afternoon." So, in today's video, I want to sit down with you, just like two old friends having tea, and share these 5 simple vitamins that can help you walk with more strength, ease, and confidence. Let's begin, shall we? Because every steady step is one more day of freedom. You know, there are 3 main reasons why our legs start to weaken over time. First, a lack of essential vitamins. As we get older, our stomach doesn't absorb nutrients as well, and often our diets don't provide everything our muscles need to stay strong. So even if we're eating okay, the body might not be getting the fuel it truly needs. Second, poor circulation. When blood flow slows down, your legs don't get enough oxygen and nutrients. That's when they start to feel heavy, tired, and more prone to cramping. And third, not moving enough. The less we use our muscles, the more they shrink back. You lose stamina, your balance becomes shaky, and over time, you lose confidence with every step. But here's the good news. Sometimes all it takes is giving your body the right 5 vitamins, and you can start to feel the difference in just a few days. No intense workouts, no expensive physical therapy sessions, just the right nutrients at the right time, and a little bit of trust in your body's ability to bounce back. Let's start with the very first vitamin, and also the one that's most often forgotten, vitamin D3. I like to call it the switch that wakes up your legs, because if your body were a house, vitamin D3 would be the main circuit breaker. Once it's flipped on, everything starts working together again, your bones, your muscles, your nervous system. But without it, everything runs dim, like an old light bulb flickering, never quite fully on. I once asked a patient of mine, Clara, 72 years old, "Do you spend much time in the sun?" She laughed and said, "The sun? I avoid it like the plague. Don't want any more age spots, doctor." And I get it. We've been told to cover up, slather on sunscreen, stay in the shade. But no one tells us this. Early morning sunlight, just 15 to 20 minutes a day, is actually one of the best gifts you can give your legs. The problem is, after 60, our skin becomes thinner. Our liver and kidneys slow down their conversion of vitamin D, and we simply don't get outside as much. The result? We don't make enough D3 to keep our bones strong, our muscles engaged, and our nerves firing smoothly. Let me ask you, have you ever felt like this? You stand up from a chair and your legs hesitate, like they're stuck in neutral. A few steps up the stairs leave you winded, heavy, or sometimes you want to walk faster, but your legs just won't listen. These aren't just signs of aging. They're often your body's way of saying, I'm running low on sunlight from the inside. And here's the good news. Studies show that with just 5 days of proper D3 supplementation, people over 60 can boost their leg strength by nearly 19%. Another study out of the UK found that seniors low in D3 were 40% more likely to fall or be hospitalized. Now, I don't share those numbers to scare you, but to remind you of this simple truth: vitamin D3 doesn't just protect your bones. It protects your freedom to walk, to stand tall, to live life on your terms. So, if you've noticed your legs feel weaker, you're unsteady, or your joints ache more than usual, if you don't get outside much, have a history of osteoporosis, or don't eat much fatty fish, eggs, or dairy, talk to your doctor about D3. It's one of the most powerful yet simple gifts you can give your legs. The general recommendation for folks over 60 is about 800 to 2,000 IU per day, depending on your individual needs. And don't forget, D3 is fat-soluble. So take it after a meal with healthy fats like salmon, eggs, or olive oil. And avoid taking it at night, since it might affect your sleep. I once told Clara, you don't need to run a marathon if your legs can take you on a quiet walk every afternoon. You've already won. 3 weeks after starting D3, she called me up, her voice full of joy. Doctor, I went to the park today with my granddaughter. I didn't even need my cane. That moment, that's why I do what I do. When someone rediscovers trust in their own legs, that's powerful. And you could be next. All it takes is starting by giving your body something it's quietly been missing for years: vitamin D3. Hey, it's not just the bone vitamin, it's the vitamin of freedom, balance, and confidence. If vitamin D3 is the switch that powers your body, then vitamin B12 is the wire that connects your brain to your legs. Let me tell you about a man named Walter, 74 years old, a retired math teacher. One day he walked into my clinic, gently steadying himself against the wall. He chuckled and said, "Doctor, I'm not sure if my legs are getting weak or if my brain just forgot how to move them." Now, that might sound a little funny, but you know what? It's actually quite true. Because when your body runs low on vitamin B12, the communication between your brain and body, especially your lower half, begins to break down. Let me ask you, have your legs ever felt numb or like they're asleep? Have you ever stood up and felt off balance even on flat ground? Or maybe you've taken a step and felt like your legs weren't quite listening. I call that the quietness of the nervous system. Here's why. B12 helps maintain the protective covering around your nerves. Without enough of it, those signals from your brain to your legs start to fizzle out. It's like trying to make a phone call on a weak connection. Words don't come through clearly, and your legs don't respond the way they should. Studies show that older adults with low B12 levels tend to walk slower, struggle more with balance, and are twice as likely to fall. And here's the tricky part. Our bodies absorb B12 less efficiently as we age. Your stomach produces less acid. If you take medications for acid reflux, diabetes, or have digestive issues, that absorption gets even worse. Even if you're eating enough meat and fish, you can still be B12 deficient, because the issue isn't always what you eat. It's how your body uses it. That's why I often tell my older patients, if your legs feel weak for no clear reason, check your B12. Sometimes it's not that your muscles are failing, it's that the message from your brain isn't getting through. Supplementing with methylcobalamin, the active form of B12, allows your body to absorb it directly, without extra steps. A safe and effective dose, 500 to 1,000 micrograms per day, taken as a sublingual tablet that dissolves under the tongue, or as a lozenge. Take it in the morning and avoid coffee or tea right after, as they can block absorption. Walter called me back after 6 weeks. I still remember what he said, laughing on the phone. "Doctor, my legs remembered the way home." You see, sometimes all we need is to reconnect the wires we didn't even know were frayed, and suddenly we're walking like ourselves again. Vitamin B isn't just for memory. It's the vitamin of steadiness, balance, and confidence in every step. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine your legs are like a car. You've checked the tires, you've fixed the engine, but no matter what you do, it still won't move. Ever felt like that? Do you know why? Because the car has no fuel. And that's exactly what vitamin B1 thiamine does for your body. It's your leg's basic fuel source. Without it, your muscles don't have the energy to function. Your body becomes a machine without power. It looks fine, but it just won't go. I remember a woman named Helen, 69 years old. She walked into my clinic looking exhausted. She told me, "Doctor, I eat well, I sleep fine, but just a few steps up the stairs and I'm winded. My legs feel like they're made of lead." I asked her, "Do you get calf cramps, lost your appetite lately, hard to get out of bed in the morning?" She just nodded and said, "All of the above." And as I suspected, Helen was deficient in vitamin B1. Have you ever felt like that? Legs so tired you can barely walk around the house? Climbing stairs feels like climbing a mountain. And mornings, you just don't have the drive to even step outside? Let me tell you this, it's not because you're lazy, and it's not just getting older, like people say. Sometimes it's simply because your body is low on fuel. You're missing something essential: thiamine. A study from the University of Tokyo found that over 30% of adults over 60 have lower than normal levels of B1. And in this group, people moved slower, had weaker legs, more muscle fatigue, and often lost motivation to stay active. Here's what B1 does. It helps your body produce ATP, the pure energy your muscles use to move. Without B1, it's like trying to power a phone with a dead battery. All the parts are there, but nothing works. Even more, B1 helps your nerves communicate with your legs and feet. So, when you feel tingling, cold toes, or numbness down there, it could be your nerves missing their energy boost. The recommended dose is 1.1 milliliters per day for women, 1.2 milliliters for men. But if your diet is low in whole grains, legumes, or if you drink alcohol, your needs may be higher. I often tell my patients, take B1 in the morning with a meal that includes some protein and whole grains, and skip the strong tea or coffee right after. Those can block absorption. 3 days after starting her B1 supplements, Helen came back to my office with the biggest smile. She said, "Doctor, I went grocery shopping. No rest breaks, no sitting down. You see, sometimes all we need is just a little clean fuel back in the tank, and suddenly our legs are lighter, our steps are quicker, and we feel alive again." Vitamin B1 isn't just another supplement. It's the spark that keeps your legs moving forward. It's not about walking like you're 20 again. It's about walking like you, with strength, energy, and freedom. So, tell me, have you checked your fuel tank lately? You know, for as long as we can remember, we've all been told one thing: if you want strong bones, take more calcium. But have you ever wondered this? Why do some people take calcium their entire lives, yet their bones are still weak, brittle, or prone to fractures? The answer, my friend, lies in a vitamin that hardly ever gets mentioned: vitamin K2. Let me help you picture it like this. Calcium is like a package. Vitamin D3 is the delivery driver. It gets calcium into your bloodstream. But vitamin K2 is the Jeep. It tells calcium where to go, and that place should be your bones. Without K2, calcium gets lost. It ends up in places it shouldn't, like your arteries, your joints, even your heart, and the result? Not only do your bones stay weak, but you might also develop hardened arteries, stiff knees, or nagging joint pain. that just won't quit. I remember a patient of mine, Larry, 66 years old. He said, "Doc, I've been taking calcium for years, but my bones are still thinning, and now my knees ache all the time. The other day, my doctor told me I have calcification in my arteries." I asked him, "Has anyone ever mentioned vitamin K2 to you?" He looked at me and blinked. "K2? What's that?" And that's exactly what I want you to remember. Taking calcium without K2 can sometimes be more harmful than not taking anything at all. It's like inviting a guest into your home, but never showing them where to go, so they wander into the wrong rooms and make a mess. Scientific research has confirmed this. Older adults who are low in vitamin K2 have much lower bone density and up to 6% higher risk of fractures. On the flip side, when you add K2 to your routine, especially the MK7 form, it helps your bones absorb calcium the right way and keeps it from building up in soft tissues. The recommended daily dose for adults over 60 is around 100 to 200 micrograms, and it's usually taken together with vitamin D3. They work hand in hand like a perfect team. I always suggest taking it after a meal with healthy fats, like olive oil, salmon, or avocado, to help with absorption. Now, K2 isn't easy to find in food. The richest sources are things like natto, that fermented soy from Japan, goose liver, egg yolks, and aged cheeses. But I know not everyone's going to run out and eat natto. So, in most cases, a simple K2 supplement is a practical solution. As for Larry, 2 months after he started supplementing K2, along with D and B1, he called me and said, "Doc, for the first time in 5 years, I walked down the steps and didn't hear my knees crack. That right there is what I want for you. Not just taking supplements, but taking the right ones the right way for the right reasons. Vitamin K2 may be a small key, but it opens the door to stronger bones, healthier joints, and steadier steps. And for those of us who still want to walk through life with strength and grace, that's a door worth unlocking. Imagine your body as a symphony, every muscle, every nerve, every heartbeat, like an instrument in perfect rhythm, and magnesium is the silent conductor behind it all, the one who keeps everything in sync. Without it, that beautiful music turns into chaos. Your muscles cramp, your heart skips a beat, your circulation slows, and you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your legs. I once met a woman named Elaine, 72 years old, frail-looking, yes, but her eyes still shone with strength. She told me, "Doctor, I don't get it. My sleep is broken, my heart races for no reason, and my legs, they feel like wood, heavy, sore, and at night they cramp like clockwork." I asked her gently, "Elaine, have you been taking any magnesium?" She smiled and shook her head. "I've only ever heard about calcium and vitamin D." You see, magnesium, often called the restoration mineral, plays a role in over 300 biochemical processes in the human body. It helps muscles contract and relax smoothly, it supports a steady heartbeat, and it keeps blood vessels relaxed, so oxygen and nutrients can actually reach your legs. When your body runs low on magnesium, you might start to feel nighttime leg cramps, especially in the calves, heavy, tired legs even after little activity, irregular heartbeat or anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere, or even like you're aging faster than you should. A major study from Harvard Medical School found that nearly 80% of adults over 60 don't get enough magnesium from their diet. Why? Because modern diets are low in leafy greens and whole grains, and high in sugar and salt, which cause the kidneys to flush magnesium out. Elaine started taking magnesium citrate, around 250 to 400 milliliters a day, along with DD and B1. 2 weeks later, she called me, her voice lighter than before. "Doctor, I slept through the night for the first time in 5 years, and this morning, I walked my dog for 20 minutes straight without needing to sit down." That, to me, is the power of balance. You see, sometimes what your body needs isn't more effort, it's more harmony. Magnesium won't turn you into an athlete overnight, but it will help every cell in your body work in rhythm again. So you feel perhaps for the first time in years like your legs still belong to you. And so we've walked through 5 essential vitamins and minerals, like 5 instruments in the symphony of strong, steady legs. Vitamin D to awaken your muscles and bones, vitamin B12 to reconnect your brain to your feet, vitamin B on to fuel every single step, vitamin K2 to guide calcium where it truly belongs, and magnesium to keep the whole system in balance. Now listen, you don't need to feel 30 again. You don't need to run marathons or climb mountains, but if you can wake up each morning, stand up with confidence, take steady steps without fear of falling, that, my friend, is more than enough. I truly believe this. Caring for your legs is caring for the life still ahead of you, because every strong step you take is one more day of freedom, joy, and dignity, and you deserve nothing less. I'll see you again in the next video, and if you found this helpful, feel free to share it with a friend, because sometimes just one small vitamin can change an entire life.